Rolling. That's what I want to hear.
We're ready.
Ah,
We're back.
we're back. I think it's been a week and a half or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something or other or something like
It's been a time.
that. It's been a time. We've both been working hard. Someone's been selling houses. I've been selling greasy breakfasts.
Which honestly is kind of like the backbone of this economy right now.
Greasy breakfast.
Yeah, that's just people being like, yeah, it's cowards being like, I can't kill myself in any kind of immediate way, so I'm just gonna kill myself with this fucking with these English breakfasts and just
There are definitely slower deaths, but
Huh.
depending on how you look at it, everything's perspective and subjective. If you really work hard, you can probably die within the year.
yeah, probably.
How quickly could you blow up? To I don't know. What's the standard? Like of morbidly obese, 200 pounds. Like that's the golden standard.
No, at our height would be morbidly obese, but about 20 or 30 kilos overweight.
No food.
Not that much.
So I'd be like 100. I'd be 100 kgs. Be 100 kgs.
Mid-90s would probably be considered.
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s, yeah.
80 at the moment.
Nice.
80.
It's different though, like, you know, if it's muscle. You know,
No, sorry, I'm 70. Yeah. So 90.
Yeah, so if you were like mid-90s, but you're just Arnold Schwarzenegger in your way, you know, lifting weights, getting the roids on and everything, and your weight's like 100 kilos.
Can't touch your elbows. You can't turn around.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hard to wank now.
Yeah.
You just have this fucking just meat ICBM that you got to maneuver around for fucking arms.
You're so fat that you can't even flex your spine.
Yeah.
Everything's just like moves by the hips.
Yeah. You ever fucked a fat chick and tried to like hook her ankles on your shoulders?
I fucked fat chicks that were surprisingly flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just noticed
I just
that
got like
the legs just move.
right.
It's the legs that move, because you know how usually they kind of curl up, they shrimp up a little.
Maybe it's the fact
No,
like
it's just the legs pivoting.
yeah. Maybe it's because like in a sense, like babies are so flexible because they've been like in the womb for like 9 months, and you can just like you can contort them into different ways.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same way for a fat girl because they're like basically always swimming in their own fat. Super flexible guys.
Jesus. Yeah, that's probably it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a science pod.
Bro, I was at A&E.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, my girlfriend was a little bit sick.
Oh.
Dude, we saw this fucking woman who was easily 700 pounds.
Oh wow.
And her
700. Oh, she was a tall girl.
Yeah, no. 600 pounds, she was probably my height. A little bit
That's
shorter.
Well, that's not good.
Fucking enormous, bro. Size of a house.
She was taller horizontal.
Dude, legit. Like, she looked like that thing that chased Indiana Jones down that fucking temple hallway. But you know what's crazy, dude? She stank.
She stank.
You could smell her from like the other side of the clinic,
That doesn't seem crazy at all.
you know? That's fucking insane. It's just like, just watch her, but her daughter was there for like a broken toe or something. But she was like 11. But she was easily 200-300 pounds now.
She was a big guy too.
She was big,
Mm.
quite tall.
Yeah. It's definitely genetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't her fault.
Just big bone.
Yeah.
But it's fucking sad, dude, because I was like, I thought she was 15.
Mm.
Because, you know, we're all sitting there, the waiting room was kind of small or whatever. She was 11.
Right.
So, dude, the funniest fucking thing happened. So she got this broken toe, right?
Mm.
And she's hobbling over with some fucking water. I see her stub her toe on the leg of the chair. And I just see like the pause, the despair, and then the pain. And she just like starts crying. And I thought she was laughing for a second because I thought she was like, oh. And then she goes, I stubbed my toe, and just starts like ugly crying. Just clearly on the paper, I was trying so hard not to laugh because I saw the whole thing. It was like the theater of mankind, just in the space of a few seconds. Just the wave of, you know, just like the despair. Maybe it's not going to hurt, and then bang.
It really wasn't that far off that movie, Idiocracy. Maybe it is like where we're heading. I remember watching it the first time and I was like, this seems a bit far-fetched. But it's not.
No,
It's definitely not.
I often feel like an alien that got sent down to live among the morons.
Mm.
You know?
I definitely feel like a moron, but I just feel like I'm just a bit introspective.
But you're so much smarter than most people. I mean.
You know? A lot of people I meet are just like, just mouth breathing. Work. Just, you know, there's not a lot going on.
They embody their jobs, man.
And then there's like morons who like pretend to be smart.
Bro, they're the worst.
Like certain people that we know in a certain community that like to post on Facebook about extremely political opinions. And you know, it's kind of like,
That's some fucking humility.
yeah, there's nothing about this that anyone gives a shit about. Like no one cares.
If you've got a question on your mind, like don't be so like if you've got a statement on your mind, rather than like posing that statement up, pose it as a question.
Yeah.
Because like there's no definites with like really anything.
Not really.
And you know, like I saw this post that was like, "Your grandma was so cool," and it was like this picture of this chick in the '60s. Your grandma listened to Led Zeppelin, smoked cigarettes, and hooked up in the back of Mustangs, and blah blah blah. You'll never be as cool as your grandma. Just admit it. And I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? Is this like old people propaganda? This makes no fucking sense.
Really helping.
Who can? Do you think any grandmas are just going like, "You're never gonna be as cool as me"?
No grandma is.
I don't think any grandma gives a shit. I think
Granddad's perhaps.
yeah, I think they're getting tapioca and they're playing with new age vibrators. That's what they're doing.
Ooh, that's amazing.
They're getting fucked.
Dude, I hope that's happening.
You know?
Because I can't visualize. Well, I can visualize it,
Right.
but I can't properly think.
Right.
But grandmas are out there, you know, trying those
Getting
little.
sucked on by
Getting,
robots, bro.
getting sucked on
Getting
by robots.
sucked, bro.
Mm.
Like hard too. You know?
I like posing that as posing a vibrator as a robot as well.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
It's more personable.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it's just what it is. Like
It's a
that.
date.
Listen, that little fucking machine is turning that clip to a Weathers original. Just take it out its teeth and just
Oh wow,
just going to town on that.
that is amazing.
You know, that's
That's hilarious.
that's a horror as well. That's fucking happening. But like, to me, it just made no sense. I was like, why would you repost this?
Her teeth aren't even involved. She just spitting them out of her mouth like from pure enjoyment.
Yeah, that's why I see toes curl, comes and teeth come flying out. You know what I mean? The game for the old guys to just like dodge him, or young guy. You know, if that's your thing.
Yeah, like that's the and the new age is ping pong balls. But for the old timers, it's dodging granny's teeth or grandma's teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both orifices.
Listen, if you fucking senior citizen, that's got to count as like community service, right?
You give them back. And you give them back hard.
Yeah. Just can't help it.
No.
You know what I mean? Because the asses are deflated.
A gum job would be okay.
Yeah. Gun job might be transcendently good.
Yeah. You might never go back. It's
You
like
might-
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
going black
yeah.
for a gal.
You might have to just find yourself a Ukrainian girl that lost her teeth in war and just go to town. You know?
That saying is never said with black women, but black men like solely.
Yeah.
No one says you once you go black, you never go back for a black gal.
That's true.
Mm.
I feel like once you just stop dating women in general, you probably don't go back. You know?
To sex or why you just stick to robots?
I think you just stick to men. I don't know. Do you ever wonder about like just gays? You know, because like you know,
Always.
always. No, but like never occurred, you know, okay, like you got friends, right? Like how easy is it for us to make plans? It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you want to do this thing at this time? Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. So I can't do it then, but can we do it?
It was a bad example.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. But like, you know, a lot of relationships, you see a lot of people. My girlfriend's great 'cause she's like, it's very like decisive. Like, we don't do this, blah, 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 blah. It's easy.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that are just like, oh, but then with this and then blah, 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 and it takes a fucking ages to get issues and make it and everything else. And I'm just like, do you reckon gay dudes are ever just like, you know, go on dates for movies this weekend? Okay. Saturday, 5 o'clock? Yeah. And then that's it. Like that's for like 60 years. They're just doing that.
Yeah. Maybe that's just guys in general.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly what I mean. Like, how much easier is it? Like, you want to fuck? Or
Dude, the amount of gay sex I've ever could have had far surpasses the amount of like sex that I could ever amount to from with women.
right.
You pass a gay dude in the street, and he gives you a look, and like you could start a conversation, have sex that evening.
Sure.
Yeah. I've turned down more men for sex than I've turned down women for sex. That's almost like with every guy.
That's just almost like an adjust through them.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy about it.
Yeah. I mean, a butthole's a butthole, so like in a way, you
That's
could
true.
just close your eyes and.
That exact proposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that guy.
Yeah.
You could just imagine I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Yeah.
You coming out and saying it sounds even.
What you gotta do is you gotta put your iPad up and just watch your favorite tape. You know, go to the hub.
You know when
and put
like
the headphones in.
kids
Yeah,
used to like cut out like shoe boxes and like get their own like home theater going.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You're just getting railed in the ass, by
Yeah.
some guy at the same time.
There you go. You know, and it, that's really feminism because you're trying to understand the female experience.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck yeah, literally.
Fuck men.
Yeah.
Mm.
Have sex with them.
Literally, yeah.
Rough,
Real rough stuff.
real rough stuff. You know,
What do you think of this?
but people are stupid.
Almost on a different note.
Mhm.
I think it's on a completely different note. I gave the girl my number at work.
Yeah.
And she thanked me afterwards. Bad sign?
Wait, go over that. Wait, what do you mean she thanked you?
So there was a girl having a coffee at the table. I gave her my number, and then she came back out. She came back up to the counter to get another drink, and we were talking. And then on the way out, she thanked me for her number. I think one or two things, like an overwhelmingly good response, or a real tell that she's not going to text me back. But thanks for giving me your number, by the way. Was that?
I'd say it's a good response. I'd say, yeah, I'd say if it was a bad one, she just wouldn't have said anything. She just would have quietly left with like a fucking cranston in her hand.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, it's an odd thing to do. It's odd.
It is odd,
It's odd.
and it struck me.
But that could be one of two things. Either she's like a really lovely girl, not very experienced in terms of relationships, you know, doesn't really know how to navigate talking to people that much,
Doesn't
or
get many numbers.
doesn't get many numbers, kind of quiet, small town girl,
Mm.
or she's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she is like the most batshit insane, falls to the wall. You know, you'll find teeth under her bed.
She was trying to invoke a reaction, perhaps, or you just mean like she's just a crazy person.
Oh, just like a crazy person in general.
Mm.
I would imagine. But
Hopefully that.
yeah. Isn't it funny how it's like we know what's good for us,
Mm.
but we also know what we
Sexually.
want. Yeah.
You're not gonna marry her.
Well, you never know. You might go on a couple of dates, fall in love, might be like, hey, this girl's really cool. Accidentally get her pregnant. Then you gotta be like, how do I make it look like an accident? You know?
Go for a long
There
drive.
you go.
It's a rainy night.
Right? Couple,
Couple.
you know?
Like Hereditary.
There you go.
Hereditary style.
Yeah.
Then, and then I get haunted by some ghost, whatever. She possesses my body and becomes, the devil king.
Yeah.
Great
That's
movie.
fine.
Great movie.
That's a fucking great movie.
I fucking this Mexican bird I work with, who hates me, by the way, because she gets all bum jobs, and I'm like the chef almost.
Right.
I do all the cooking, so she does all the fucking
Right.
she does all the dishes and shit. Fucking hates my guts. But she was asking for movie ideas. Said, "Do you like horror?" She said yes. I said Hereditary. It's the best. She fucking hated it.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't get it. She didn't even understand it, bro. She's like, oh, so like, I didn't really get the last part. I'm like, yeah, that's the retarded dwarf bitch. She like possesses Charlie. Charlie possesses fucking, that other retard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, she becomes the fucking devil queen.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
It was sick.
It was cool.
How thrilling was that?
Honestly, one of the best put together movies I've ever seen. Like ever. Like
No long monologues from fucking
No.
Mike Flanagan. None of that bullshit.
no bullshit exposition.
God,
You know, yeah, Mike Flanagan, I really like the way he does things, has released some information, but I just feel like Mike Flanagan's too fucking like preachy.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he'll just have a character going a long-winded exposition about like, oh, you know, after we die, it's just gonna be peace and love. It's just like, Mike, shut the fuck up and get to the vampires.
Too many soliloquies, man.
Yeah.
Too many monologues. We know you think you're a great writer. You are, but you have to remind us every fucking episode.
Yeah.
Twice an episode, dude.
Yeah.
The Haunting of Hill House, fantastic.
Right.
Episode 9, fuck me in the ass, man. I'm like, oh god, I don't want to hear this gloved bitch talking about fucking being alone in the dark and like when you used to touch things, you used to get a tingle in your pussy, and then like now that you lost that ability, you know?
Yeah.
Just blame yourself. There's robots for that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Grandma's more onto it than you are.
Yeah. But one thing with Blind Manor was a fucked up one too. Like that was not as good as
Hard not to compare, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard not to compare.
Same fucking name.
Same fucking thing.
Same actors, they got different accents. You hate it. I hate the twin now
The twin.
in the Blind Manor one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah.
Hated him for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I think I loved him so much in the first one.
Right.
He was like all of our heroes.
Yeah, you wanted him to win.
Mm.
And he was kind of a tragic figure, like
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, he's not just a bum, like he's actually been through quite a lot.
He's been haunted his whole fucking life.
Listen,
He's been chased by this fucking hat guy.
yeah, most people like him in his position don't get a second look, you know, and a lot of people wouldn't, you know, would just step over them even if they were on fire. But
Which he was, like by his family.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And so that was kind of like, oh shit, so he wanted him to win.
Mm.
But then in the second one, it's like,
You're like, what is the enemy here? You fucking Judas motherfucker.
yeah. But it just, that one made less sense to me,
It did, yeah.
you know.
It made
because-
no sense.
Yeah, and just how the fucking build, it's just, the whole thing was just a bit fucking strange.
And she was far too articulate as well, that child.
Yeah,
She was far too
because how old is she, like? 7?
6. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
She was a good age.
Yeah,
Mm.
that they don't talk like that.
No, they don't.
You know, I chefed at a preschool for a while, and they don't talk like that.
They don't.
They don't talk like that.
She's had a tough time, eh?
Yeah.
She's had a tough life.
Yeah. She's got a Toastmasters at 5. Like, I've got some shit
Mm.
going on in my house.
She sleeps 4 hours a day.
But that was the explanation for Blind Minute, because like a Haunting of Hill House was like, it was fucking perfect. Like,
the levels were fantastic.
yeah,
There was no clock making.
yeah, no, it's fucking haunted.
Mm.
And each new series, each era of the house, each person that dies on property, they're all there. It's not Haunting of Hill House. You know, the daughter of the 2 groundskeepers are there.
Yeah, it was great.
And then when you figure out why he doesn't want it demolished, you're like, oh shit. Because that's the only way that those 2 people can really do it. But Blind Manor just didn't make as much sense. It's like, hey, there was a chick one time whose husband cheated on her and she was very, very sad. And her sadness made a gravity well that phenomenologically pulled spirits and trapped them to this lake. And by the way, even though she died in the bed, she walks out of the lake because she threw a box full of dresses in the lake.
She just lies in the lake. She was a water baby.
She was a Pisces.
Yeah, she was born in January.
It was just her thing,
Yeah.
you know? So that one made like way less sense, but Midnight Mass was good.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Midnight Mass was good.
Again, too many soliloquies for me.
Yeah, too many soliloquies.
But I'm a big fan. Big fan nonetheless. My wings are in the air for that one.
The character I disliked the most was the main guy, Alex. The guy who,
Yeah, he sucked.
because he just seemed like a bit of a wet blanket,
He did.
but like, I get that the whole story was about redemption, blah, 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 but like, my favorite character is the priest.
Oh yeah. How good was he? Because he battled with his own sort of. He battled with it the whole time, like his the morality behind what he was doing.
Mm.
That guilty pleasure for me.
Mm.
Crazy ass bitch of his second in command.
Wow.
I loved her.
She was kind of,
Because you hated her with every ember or whatever you call it of your body. But she was just so good. For the
Yeah.
same reason I love Joffrey. He was just so hateable.
yeah, did such a good job of like, doing the character.
Mm.
And then when you watch it all back, you're like, oh, it's all there.
Yeah,
The whole thing, it's all there.
they're all de-aging.
Yeah. They're all de-aging slowly, like piece by piece, episode by episode.
I caught on way too. I kept on way too slow for those things, man. like I said about the Joker, I fucking watched it the second time through. I'm like, oh, cool. They weren't in a relationship.
Yeah,
they
fair
didn't know each other. I like told I was like talking to my cousin about it, but I'd never like really met as an adult. I'm like, oh man, did you understand that? Like, I watched the second time. He's like, yeah, I understood that. Go down to retail.
Yeah, like I caught on to the people de-aging.
Hmm.
But there was a lot of other details that I was like, oh shit, I missed that.
Right.
Like when the vampires on like the island and stuff like that, and then the codes and everything else. But my favorite thing is like how the priest himself changes. And he's all very priestly and everything else, and you know, all very sort of God loves you and God forgives you, that kind of thing.
And he just like straight up becomes a vampire.
Yeah, like when he's talking to Riley, when like Riley comes back and then gets like bitten by the vampire. Riley wasn't in that. He comes back and gets bitten by the vampire.
He's a bit pissed off.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm the divine one here.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's just who I bite.
Yeah,
Keep alive.
literally, that was it.
Mm.
And then like the next day, he's like fixing his broken neck and stuff. And he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm tired of you lying to me. How does it make you feel? You know, that moment was when I was like, oh, he's actually like a very humanizing moment.
So just like if he's, well, I mean, he doesn't swim, he doesn't fly around the whole world, does he? He just finds a spot that's like shaded,
Yeah,
and then comes back out like 12 hours, 6 hours later on.
yeah, he would like follow the priest
Mm.
as the priest made his way back to the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to fly around the fucking world every like
No.
every 12 hours. That's ridiculous.
Imagine being in like a commercial passenger jet and you got the window open and it's nighttime and the sun's coming up and you just see this fucking vampire just cruising along beside you, just like chasing the nighttime.
You're like cursing your existence because it's like a baby fucking crying like 2 rows behind you. You're like, oh god, I think I'd rather be dead.
Yeah, whatever temperature chances out there. It's a pretty.
Incorrect.
Have you ever been on an airplane with like a baby? Nothing will make you hate children more than having to fly with them. Genuinely.
Nothing noteworthy. There's always been good parents on the planes that I've had.
Right.
I've been on.
Yeah. When they're not and the kids are running up and
Smackers.
down the aisles, yeah.
Mm.
But legitimately, like the hatred that you feel in your body for these kids. And like, it's a miracle we made it here at all. Because like, if this was caveman days, if a kid annoyed you, I can fully understand just grabbing your club and smacking the fuck out of that kid.
I can still understand that.
I can still understand that. It's just frowned upon now.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
it's like, how do we make it as a species at all?
It's a no.
Yeah, if you can't do that, you know, how do we know just kill all the kids?
Yeah, just kill the loud ones.
Hmm.
And the world, that's why the world's so fucked up today.
Hmm.
Because now we're not allowed to kill the loud ones. And they grow.
Mm.
And they
True.
grow. Mm.
We'll just become
They run countries and shit.
Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, it's getting mad pompous. Dude,
The world could use a bit of slack.
bro, speaking of countries,
Love that segue.
bro, I was walking through the mall the other day.
Right.
And you know that Chinese smorgasbord place? Guess how much a plate was
Cheap.
when I walked through the mall?
Very cheap.
How much usually do you think it is for a plate at one of the smorgasbord places?
Oh, I don't know, like $17.99.
$7.
Wow.
No, how much did you say it was?
17.
It was 20.
That's definitely up.
Yeah. You feel like
They're catching on those chinks.
They're
Those
crafty.
bastards.
Yeah.
Because they're the go-to place for like for the cheapos.
Yeah.
I love going there because it's like I can just get a fuck ton of food for the cheapness of like half a meal at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Old Brad and I went to Cafe Barbecue Duck. They're very they're very unique names. These they really come up with sort of intricate unique names.
They really got like a boiler room running where they try to figure out what the fuck the name is.
Oh yeah. Same sort of boiler room that like churns out the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
Similar boiler room.
It's literally the same people.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
From like 10 till 4, they're just working on Fast and Furious and the off time.
It's almost like there's 12 words, and they're like, yeah, just chuck it in any order you want.
Yeah, damn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait, so what happened at this with?
Oh, this is super cheap. It was like we got this like deal where it's like big fucking plate of pork. What do you call it? Sweet and sour pork.
Right.
Big plate of like roasted pork, and big plate of roasted chicken. 2 bowls of rice, 2 bowls of soup, and a mixed veggie with sauce on it.
Oh.
$57 divided by 2, whatever that is.
Not bad.
It's like
So 16.
that amount
Shit.
for too much food. I mean, you can't. That's one meal at McDonald's. Fast food here is it fucks you in the ass. Can't make too much of England because we're or just like anywhere else. What? 27?
Sorry, can't wait to move to England.
Are you trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I was
Well,
getting,
thirty-
go on, Rain Man.
37. So what's that? What's 7?
I was
Divided by
just figuring it out, yeah.
So $3.50, right? So $23.50.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
because that's 47.
Is
it like 18?
1750?
17.50.
I think so. That was about what I said originally.
Hmm.
I like fucking myself up. I went up to 25.
And I just automatically assumed you were right as well. Even though maths was my thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah, what's the cost of living like in the UK, dude? Because this is gonna be one of the most expensive places to live ever. Fucking sucks here.
well, are you saying this place is very expensive to live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cheap to live in England. For you pod listeners, our one listener, who already knows, moving over to England in about three months, just over 3 months. Yeah.
I miss you, dude. It's gonna be weird around here. Comedy community is gonna be.
Just as bland as ever.
Yeah, just fucking even more shit.
Well, you've been making tracks somewhere, well, I don't know, in life at least, you're always making tracks in life.
Fuck, I hope so. Things are not, you're rich on the show.
Yeah, that's all of us. You know, it's like, if you're not trying to get rich, you may as well go yourself.
Because we're not happy with just like existing. We're not happy with just like less. I was very depressed in my like early 20s. I was like, because I had no idea what I was going to do,
Yeah.
and I wasn't thinking about it properly, which is my own fault. Do you need another one of these?
Yeah.
But obviously I wasn't putting like effort into to try and find that calling, I guess. But it's very it's very hard when you don't know what you're doing, or you're not trying.
Yeah.
You're not trying stuff.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that because that's most people that they're just they're what is it, content?
Contentment, yeah.
Content. They're content. Content with just like just nothing,
Yeah.
or just mundane shit,
Yeah.
like Bang Theory,
Big Jesus.
drinking on the weekends.
That is one thing I never understood about Cuban culture. Like, I know I shit on New Zealand and New Zealand culture a lot, and it deserves it. But one thing I never understood was like getting deleted every weekend. Because I was like, there's no capacity in which this really makes sense.
Is it just it's better than thinking about like what you're doing in your life? Is that something to look forward to, getting deleted?
Yeah, I don't know. People just get deleted. They just get fucking like just blackout drunk every weekend. Like just, can't remember every weekend. It's just a perpetual cycle of like being hungover for several days and then
The highs are never as what they were, but the lows are even lower.
yeah.
You're just like searching for that happiness in the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, and it's weird too because then like some of the tradies I know, that I don't know why that's a thing either. Like tradies getting 16-year-old girlfriends, but then like they'd get
They have the mental capacity of a 16-year-old girl.
well, that is actually true.
Because they go straight out of school at 16, and then they hang out with 16-year-olds, and then people that have been trained by adults, but like they were 16, so it all sort of merges together. So this medium of about like a mental capacity of a 21-year-old, which probably matches up to a capacity, the mental capacity of a 16-year-old female. Very mature,
Right. We,
which I don't really agree with.
yeah,
Like girls mature quicker than like guys.
I know some dumb women.
I think it's like they just mature differently.
Yeah, I definitely,
They don't get into fights and they don't fucking like jump off shit and they don't like
yeah,
they don't go to the gym and fucking get roided out. Like
yeah,
they just don't do those things. So it's like, females more mature.
right. Yeah, but I've definitely seen some people do some pretty stupid, immature shit.
Hmm.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I never said that. It was
Who
like,
raised you?
yeah, who raised you? Yeah, well, that's a fucking hornet's nest, isn't it? Being like, who raised you?
That's
And then-
probably the that's
Yeah,
probably the issue. really.
yeah, it starts getting on real deep, you know what I mean? It's like, well, you know, I had to like, well, shouldn't have asked. But yeah, no, that's one thing I never understood. Just, yeah, terrible. Every Monday going in to uni, people just be hungover.
Still, like after a whole day.
Still, yeah, just fucking wild. So anyway,
People go down to Dunedin because like they sort of know their lives are gonna go a certain way. It's already sort of almost paved out for them, either by themselves in their own head or by like the expectations they have on themselves, they put on themselves, or by their parents. So they just go down to Dunedin to do a little bit of work at the degrees, but to get deleted. Well, I love that word by the way. Thank you for
yeah,
introducing that to me. But yeah, for like 3 years, and they're just because they're so sort of anxious anticipation for that terrible, terrible lives that are coming.
Hmm.
And so you probably drank more on your third year
yeah, yeah,
organically.
yeah. There's nothing else to do in Dunedin.
There's also that.
You know, it's like I'm like, yeah, I don't get it, but I don't get why you would go to Dunedin in the first place.
That's actually a thought I had about like how New Zealand is very fit and like they're real fitness freaks and like
Yeah.
and they go for walks and they do like all these fun things. There's fucking nothing else to do.
Yeah,
They organically became those sorts of people because there aren't pubs like there are in England. There isn't culture that like there is in America. There's nothing else to fucking do.
There's
So you go
nothing
for a
else.
walk. You don't want to talk to the guy at the pub, like, because you've heard every story. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing to talk about
there's
here.
nothing to do.
So you go for a fucking walk in the nature.
Yeah. Which sucks too, by the way. Like
Yeah.
New Zealand nature is the worst nature I've ever seen.
Mm.
It's just
Well-
scrub. It's like shrubbery and like
Yeah.
bushes. New Zealand. Listen, I'm going to say this, and this is going to be the most controversial shit I've ever said on the podcast.
That's not true.
New Zealand native trees are ugly. New Zealand native bush is ugly.
You don't like the spirals of corals? Oh,
They're okay.
Hmm.
But you know, like they're ugly. They suck.
Right.
It's not like a majestic willow tree or a fucking an oak tree, a strong old oak, 1,000-acre wood, fucking oak forest. Or, you know, it's not like like the Japanese fucking cherry blossom.
that's sick, bro.
You know, that like grow everywhere. Even in Fiji, you know, the flame trees that you see growing up everywhere. It's kind of like a cherry blossom, but it's red and it's a lot more
Okay, cool.
spindly and it's obviously red.
You saw my confusion. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
It's like this kick-ass fucking tree.
I'm thinking of flames.
Yeah, it looks like that. And like when the wind's blowing, you know, colors like that. I was like, shit. But
I was thinking something like naturally, like flame, like
yeah, it's just on fire perpetually. It's like it's releasing gas. It's just in flames. I'll be keen for that.
I'd be down.
I'd be down. Yeah. I have one in my backyard. Far from my house.
Right.
But in the backyard.
Somewhere underneath.
Yeah, somewhere in Dunedin. You know.
Right next to the couch.
the
The outdoor couch.
The outdoor couch. That's always been trashy to me.
Yeah.
You know. Couches in the front wall.
It screams drinking addiction.
Yeah, that's like I'm an alcoholic and I need severe help. Like I'm at risk of killing myself.
I drink so much that like the amount of urine I need to pass through my system means that I just need to be close to a urinal at all times, which is the outdoors.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I mean. Like New Zealand nature is just empty. There's no animals in it. There's nothing. It's just ugly shrub.
Do you think it would be cool? Yeah, it's fair. So it's a good tape.
But like, because like I went up to like a national park in Palm Springs up the top of this mountain, right? Because the desert, but you go up high enough and it gets cool enough to actually have a desert, to actually have a forest on the mountain. And so,
A desert forest.
yeah,
Mm.
but it's like it's up on the mountain, you know. But that shit's real. And they're like, hey, they don't fuck around. They're like, hey, when you get back in, check yourself for ticks, because you will get fucking Lyme disease. This is very well, I'm dead fucking serious. Because a tourist, you don't get it. And I'm like, I get it. Yeah, that's it. There's bears. Stay on the fucking trail. If you find bears, the bears will find you. You'll die. Like, stay away from the fucking bears.
See, what else is fucking Lyme disease? The bloody city.
Yeah.
Really? Well, yeah, the scooters.
No, you fucking, fucking stupid. I forgot about those.
Mm.
But yeah, man, the nature's empty, dude.
Hmm. It'd be cool maybe if like the bird life was still as lustrous as it once was.
Moas,
Moas, dude. The old
Moas.
elephant bird.
past eagles. Past eagles are the biggest eagle ever. Had like a 6-meter wingspan.
Do we eat those as well?
No. I think they just died out because all their prey died out. Yeah, it's sort of like the American Indian thunderbird. Just a big fuck off eagle. But I'm glad Moas are extinct.
Oh, they were thunderbirds.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a callback to that.
Yeah. Yeah, the thunderbirds. The show was probably named after the Native American legend. Imagine the Native Americans were just like, I like this thunderbird. We're just gonna rename one of our legends to the.
I was saying the opposite.
Oh, okay. So I thought you meant like, oh, I wonder if like that comes. I wonder if that was named after. Like, I wonder if the Thunderbird bird was like a throwback to Thunderbirds. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just big fans of the TV.
Yeah.
Have you go soon?
We love Tracy Harlow. You know, like that, like stereotypical voice that.
Yeah.
Which I can't do.
I'm glad technology are extinct.
You are?
I'm glad.
You want to ride one of those fucking things? I'm riding an elephant.
But like,
You can say it.
I'm,
Be accurate.
yeah. But have you ever like fucked with a chicken?
Oh,
Those,
yeah.
those things come after you.
Oh, like that.
Yeah,
Okay. No.
they're aggressive, dude. You know, like you just fuck one off because you walk too close to his bitch. And you can't tell them apart. No, I'm a chicken racist. They all look the same to me, son. So,
Same. Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
I don't discriminate.
Facial
Kick
blindness.
them all.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll fuck every single one of them. You know? Right in the cloaca.
I don't see chicken race.
The chicken, you got, that's true. Animals do have different accents though.
Mm.
I wonder if they ever like get racist about it.
Is that racist to say I don't see race? Isn't that racist?
How so?
If someone's like an indigenous Maori fella,
Mm.
they've got like fake Maori tattoos,
Mm.
and like in some way being them being ambiguously race,
Right.
would that somehow like in a sense be racist?
I'm gonna say yes. Just for Twitter.
Yeah, it's funny how you can be racist by like racing someone as well.
Is that possible?
Yeah, you can just say, hey, like, oh, you're Scottish. And they go, no, I'm Irish.
Right.
That's like mis-racing someone,
Right.
miscategorizing them. That is racist.
Right.
That is like definitely seen as racist. for
Right.
sure. Or is it just seen as offensive? I called a Māori guy fucking English once.
Mm.
He wasn't happy about it. He had a fucking English accent and a big fat nose, and he was kind of white and pale like my mother.
Right.
I'm like, oh, so where are you from? You're English? He's like, no, I'm fucking Māori.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow.
I love that reaction the most. Like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
boo.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I didn't even apologize. Well, I like to apologize for things when it's just like a mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the fuck?
Trying to apologize less.
Where did it get that English accent? That's a good thing. Don't apologize for anything.
Mm.
Unless you've done something wrong
From intent.
genuinely.
Mm.
And you're like, oh, that actually was a mistake.
Yeah.
You apologize. And you never say you're sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Like this guy I was at the gym with who was gay.
Mm.
Red's Betty. Red. He's got a lot of gay buddies.
Right.
No.
That's not a
Not a calling card. But no, anyway. I was calling him bro for some reason,
Right.
and he messaged Red and he was like, can you tell your buddy not to call me bro? Like I'm a sis. It offended them me calling him bro. The gays, eh? They're a
We need
bunch of princesses.
we need like a I was gonna say, well, I would say a plague, but that doesn't seem to have stopped. It doesn't.
No,
We
that's the
need-
one thing about gays that keep popping up.
Ah.
The Jews must hate them. That's a Sam Morril joke. No, it's actually a Mike Norman joke.
Yeah, not to like get rid of them, I mean, but like we need something to just toughen people up a lot.
I can.
Yeah. Okay. And just to be there intermittently, an internment camp, if you will.
That's a threat.
You know? Yeah.
Maybe it's figurative. Maybe it's not.
Yeah. It's like, can you imagine being a gay man and a Uyghur Muslim at the same time in China right now?
All the time.
And someone calls you bro? You think that's what you're gonna get offended at?
Yeah.
It's like there's an ethnic cleansing going on in this very camp right now.
Yeah.
You know, you call me bro isn't gonna be the thing that tips the scales. You know, but like everyone gets so upset about the stupidest shit now.
Yeah, that's right. They're just looking for it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a set of binoculars hanging at their breast.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. I was like, who gives a fuck what you like? No one cares.
I was being kind to him.
Yeah.
I was being friendly. I was being talkative.
Yeah.
Despite.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I wasn't being rude to him, man. For some reason, he whittled away at the words that I was saying, and whittled, he did,
Yeah.
and decided that I was in the wrong. That shit fucks me off. This guy once, we were like me and a buddy, old buddy of mine, Mark, we're at like this like do or whatever, and we're talking about how we want to be trophy husbands.
Right.
We're just talking about the concept of a trophy husband.
What we said.
And there was some fucking guy there who was a single dad. And he's like, oh yeah, how are you gonna fucking pay for diapers? And we're like, it doesn't precede the point at all. It's like it's a off topic comment. Like
Yeah.
we're talking about being the stay at home dad where we fucking our
Trophy,
wives.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh well, you know. And he got fucking and he left. And then he came back and he's like, oh, I was just a bit annoyed because I was a single dad growing up and I have to go and provide for my. It's like they're not connected. There's no equivalency
Yeah.
to the point that we were making, to the point that you were making. We were just fucking having a laugh anyway.
Yeah.
You just don't like us.
Yeah. It's like if we're trophy husbands, we don't have to buy diapers. Our whole job is to sit there and just look pretty.
You understand the concept of a
Yeah.
trophy wife?
Yeah.
It's the same
She
thing.
doesn't do anything except fuck
Hmm.
and just sit there and look pretty. Just, I don't know, look at catalogs and buy handbags. And
She
shit.
goes out and stuff. She fucking goes to brunch. She loves a brunch.
Yeah, loves a brush.
She loves an early mimosa.
Goes to brunch. And, you know, and as the years tick by, those mimosas get earlier and earlier.
They get
You know, until she's about 49 and you fuck her up and get a new one. But that's just the way it is. You know,
That's the concept that has been created. It's not even a concept that we're creating in the moment.
Yeah.
That is something that exists.
But something that exists, and she'll either become like very fake spiritual hippie and start to believe in, you know, the universe and fucking karma and all that shit, or she'll, you know, become an accountant or something and actually get her life together for the first time in 50 fucking years. But, you know, it's just positive growth
Either way.
for either way. But like to be a trophy husband,
Fucking A.
fucking right. Your wife says, right, I need you to turn my clit into a fucking Weber's original. You know, I need you to be a senile old man and just a fucking like suck down. There's fucking these. You see these boulders? I want you to be a fat kid in a fucking candy store, and these are some Laffy Taffies.
I want
Go to town.
I want a human vacuum for a partner.
Yeah. Hey,
Transform.
yeah. I'm into some sick shit tonight. We're doing the human centipede. I'm at the front. It's a two-person centipede.
That's a weird train.
Get in my ass.
Train carriage.
Yeah, no,
That's
exactly.
a wee bee train.
Yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
a big whole train.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're a trophy husband. You have a rich as fuck wife. You're just gonna fuck when she wants to fuck. You know, sit there, look pretty, you're gonna go out for brunch. And those brunches will get earlier and earlier as the years go by.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
yeah,
like the mimosas turn into gyms at some point.
yeah.
It's a defining moment.
Gin and tonic.
And
And that's when she's becoming a mother.
This one becomes a mother, and there's also maybe a mistress involved.
Oh,
But she likes our lifestyle. She's accustomed,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, do I risk it by, getting the divorce and getting half, and then I have to actually think about what I'm doing in my life, or do I just become bitter and take it out on my children?"
And she'll probably do both,
Mm.
you know? But here's the thing about like the trophy people out of the world. They're not good at doing a lot of shit.
No.
So it's the husband or the wife that actually has the money that knows how to get more of it. So even if you do get half of it, they're just gonna double it in 5 years. They're just gonna triple their earnings in 5 years, and then you'll just be slowly whittling away at this half.
There's got to be like a certain amount of like women, and I guess men. We'll throw it out there. It's fucking 2022.
Yeah, you know, gigolos and shit.
They like leave school and then they shut the gym, and then they're just working to find that person.
Oh yeah.
They've got a respectable-ish job, maybe they'll get Ray White.
Yeah. No. No, they're working at McDonald's as a more respectable profession.
Something like that, yeah. Something they can get by with they can get by with conversation. Like, oh, so like, what do you do? Like, it's not something that's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's a position, it's a occupation that they can get away with being in certain realms,
Yeah.
being in certain circles of people.
Yeah.
And so they take their time, they bide their time, they remain at the gym, they work. They're not saving really. They don't need to. They're just waiting, they're biding their
They're
time,
banking on it.
and then they snap. They catch a big one.
Oh.
And they're women, which is so it's easy to catch men.
Right.
Very easy to catch men as a woman.
Very easy.
You just give consent.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
That's it.
You let them do all the hard work, which is what they want to do.
Yeah.
They love the game. And then they just say yes at the end.
Yeah.
And that's their life, that's the ticket.
That's it. And that's gotta be fun. Do you reckon it'll get hollow at the end of the night? What do you reckon would be better? End game housewife or house husband? Guy who's worked at Ray White.
Ooh. I think I'd rather work at Ray White.
Yeah, who feels more empty?
Oh, definitely the trophy husband. Because at least you've got somebody to sort of back you. Like you've sold the most houses, because they're all competing with each other.
Yeah.
Like they're all like friends. Because I work right next door to Ray White.
Yeah.
As you know, this is just for the listeners. And like they're all like friends, but they're all quietly competing with each other.
Yeah.
To become best salesman,
Right.
earn the most that year or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've all got pretty cool hours.
Right.
They'll kind of like work for themselves in a way.
Yeah.
They're all self-employed,
Yeah.
which they are as well, because they like
Yeah, there's no
wages.
There's no wages.
Yeah, it's all you get paid with what you sell there.
Yeah.
So they're also all working on their appearance. They're always dress well. They always smell nice. God, they smell nice. And
That was specific. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, no, they look good, and they have to.
Yeah.
I think it must be tough to be a female
Right.
selling houses, looking at certain goodness,
Right.
because their wives hate them. The wives are the people
True.
that they're like, oh, this fucking brawl. My husband's just in here fucking this girl,
Yeah.
and then it's like quite off-putting for them to want to buy this house. So it must be tough for the ladies in the real estate and to look good.
Right. True.
Which, when it comes to like a certain level, when you're like 30, when you're sort of early 40s, looking good, looking presentable, isn't that unattainable? When you
Right.
think about like the broad spectrum of women in that age,
Right.
you just have to look just above a 4.
Yeah.
You need to go to the gym once a week.
Pantsuit.
Yeah,
Straight down, maybe.
no cleavage shown, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's my
Interesting.
take.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. They're an interesting breed of people.
It's funny because like in Auckland, like this is like basically the capital of New Zealand, and so you've got a real estate company in the central, because there's different branches of Ray White all over, but this is the central branch of Ray White, and so they kind of feel like they're at the top of the food chain when it comes to
Right.
real estate people.
Right. Well, yeah, of course they're gonna be like, those cucks that Ray White.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to cow copper. Wait, you know, like an hour and 45 minutes north.
Exactly. So they're a strange breed of people. Like they're really super competitive when it comes to, especially how they think of themselves as well. They really think of themselves as like apex predators.
Right. But they're selling houses.
They're just selling houses.
Yeah, that's hard.
They think we're at the top. Like this is where like top lawyers. This is like I don't know what a big law firm in America is.
Right.
The Johnson & Johnson
Just
as a vaccine.
right. Yeah.
They're like the Johnson & Johnson of law firms
Yeah.
for
No more tears. Yeah.
for real estate agents.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Egos, man.
Egos. Yeah.
They're a funny thing.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, they probably think that they're so fucking cool, but
They do.
they're a real estate agent in a little city, little island, at the end of the world. Like if you were like top selling agent in New York City,
That's a different story.
that's some shit.
Mm.
That's like, wow,
You got a big dick.
yeah, that's a big dick.
Yeah, it's a big dick.
You know, you can pull it out, you put it on the table when you're paying for something with your Visa card,
That's right. You
and
can,
that just gives you for free.
you can feel Louis C.K. is like it's
Yeah,
like it's a regular Tuesday morning.
you can pull it out at Louis C.K.
Yes, you can.
and nothing's gonna happen.
He's not an answer. He
What's
doesn't
he
have
do?
that power.
No, he doesn't.
You're a real estate agent in New York.
And if somebody has a problem with it, just pull it out again.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And people are just suddenly okay with it.
Mm.
You know? But to be like a top selling agent in New York,
Yeah,
that's good.
but that's an achievement.
That's an achievement.
Mm.
But to be like a sort of middling agent.
Everything is middling here, right?
Yeah. It's-
Everything is middle.
everything's mid,
Everything's mid.
you know?
What's not mid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's top tier? Who's top tier? I don't hear anything cultural. In any room, in any like place.
Yeah. There's no cultural stuff.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's also that.
Now what are you gonna do? You're gonna take it out the opportunity carrot? You know, if aliens came down and said, show me your coolest shit, are you gonna go down to Pyro and show them that huge fucking bottle?
Yeah. Oh, they were great at. They were really talented carvers. They're really great at carving things.
Yeah, it's like what?
Cool.
At the same time he was doing that.
Whittling.
Yeah, whittling. You know, Michelangelo created David, his statue of David, probably before a lot of that shit happened.
In his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, then he made it out of fucking stone. And it's just like, look, not to be too disrespectful of the culture, but you know, it was just behind. It was a lot. It was really, really behind.
Their brains were primitive.
You know. That's just what happens when you live at the equator. There's actually a study that's been released that all of the human innovation and invention happened in climates that were very extreme. Meaning Russia, Europe, UK, America, the Nordic countries, anywhere that was like super fucking hot
Really cool.
or got super fucking cold.
Right.
You know, because it's like anywhere where humans were like, we have to figure out what the fuck to do or we're gonna die. But if you get to the equator, it's like, oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, it's sure. You don't have to build a house, you can just sleep out on the beach.
There's a bit of rain. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, if you go into the Gulf of Mexico, you just sleep out on the beach, you know.
We've got this big fucking elephant bird size, that they feed us for 2 weeks. They're domesticated. They just walk around. They walk right up to us.
Yeah,
We just eat those things.
yeah, plenty of fish.
In the meantime, do a little bit of weaving, do a little bit of carving.
Yeah, go for a surf.
It's a good life.
Yeah, yeah. But that's literally, and it's been like that.
Hawaiians, bro.
Yeah.
What's Canada's excuse? Because it gets cold there.
They admitted some shit, but it's mostly I don't know.
There's nothing going on in Canada. You heard it here first.
No, there's not really a lot.
Yeah, they suck.
Some of the-
That makes it even worse.
yeah.
Because like they're like biologically like evolutionarily like sort of retained
Yeah.
to be great. And
Yeah.
they're like, nah.
They
That's almost just as impressive.
yeah.
That's yeah. To be honest, they've got Jordan Peterson and
Norman McDonald.
kind of something like Silicon Valley. That's about it.
Is that it?
No, that's American, but like they have sort of like a close runner-up to Silicon Valley.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not like it's not Silicon Valley, but it's kind of close.
They got good journalists like like proper old school journalists.
Yeah. Here.
No, in Canada,
Yeah.
like proper unbiased like journalists.
I would say, what do we have here that's like top tier?
Let's think about it for a while. In silence.
Imagine if it was like a 3-hour podcast and we're just like sitting on 20 minutes. Like,
We speak for 40 minutes and
okay.
then.
What is actually top tier?
Okay, so cool. We've got let's think about sports. So we've got a game that we create. I know we didn't create it, but we just I don't even really respect the fact that we're good at rugby. It's like we just got nothing going on here.
Yeah,
We're running into each other like at full speed.
Yeah,
That's so sad we are.
we created a national identity about really a mugs game, to be honest. It's just not. But
The Lord of the Rings stuff sucks. It's just one guy. I love Lord of the Rings, but we can't claim the actions of one person.
yeah,
It's not there, man. Yeah.
it's not there. Weta Workshops is a really good digital effects workshop, and they do a lot of stuff for Hollywood, but that's not the practical effects. That's their digital animation team. Meaning, that's not
Bunch
the
of
entire
nerds.
fucking thing. It's like these nerds in a sweatbox office
Everyone's got nerds, bro.
having to fucking, and they don't do it alone either, but like none of this shit gets done alone. Like to do like a movie of like that scale, like Disney scale, you know, they'd be doing like the base models and then they'd ship those off. They'll send those to some other team, and that team will refine it and make it more realistic. And then the next team will fucking render them, and then the next team will make it look even more realistic, and then the last team finishes it.
There's better nerds.
Yeah,
There
there's
are better
always-
nerds.
there's
to
always
Photoshop
better
as well.
nerds.
There's always better nerds.
There's always
Yeah.
better
So if we're gonna like try and claim nerds, we're not. We don't have top tier nerds.
I would say I'd say we're top tier at bullshit.
Top tier bullshit.
We
Pretty good at claiming stuff.
yeah, we're good at claiming, and that's what I mean. Like we have a culture of bullshit. Like we have a culture. We're very, very good at bullshit.
We're great at
Bullshitting
wokeness.
ourselves.
We're like, yeah, the woman can vote. Look at that work out.
Yeah.
Not well.
That's when we get calls from like every single woman in our life. Like, what the fuck? No, like we have a culture of bullshitting ourselves. We're the best at lying to ourselves, sweeping things under the rug.
Okay.
Like people always say New Zealand's clean green.
Right.
It's not. We have the highest rate of endangered species per capita in the entire world. People say that we have clean green energy. We don't. Only about 20 or 30% of the country's power comes from wind and solar. The rest of it a large part of it comes from the hydroelectric dam. A large part of it comes from fucking like coal. You know? So that's not fucking great.
Do we have top tier like adrenaline sports? Like we did the bungee, I like a skydive. But do we take it to a level? We're like, yeah, the bungee's cool. And then just someone else, like everyone else, is just like wingsuits, fucking this, fucking
No,
that.
we
We're
don't
like,
have
yeah,
wingsuits.
we're the bungee.
No.
Wingsuits would be sick.
Wingsuits are fucking amazing.
One thing I want to learn in my life is how to paraglide.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I don't know if it's paraglide or something else.
So that one where there's like a parachute, like a thin parachute, where you like got the fan on your back.
No, not that one. It's the one where it's like a little like dart.
Hang gliding.
Hang gliding, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'd love to hang glide one day.
That'd be fucking sick.
That'd be sick, dude. You just jump off a my mouth and then just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna go here.
That'd
Or
be sick.
that'd be sick.
That'd be sick. I've
Flying.
seen some parasailing.
Mm. I've done that as well, but it's not very fun.
Fair enough.
You're just like, ooh, and then you're at height for a while. And then you come down from height.
Yeah.
You elevate, then you escalate and you elevate.
Yeah.
Different terminology there.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. You like, yeah. I get what you mean.
Paragliding is not fun, but hang gliding, ooh,
The people with like this, the fans on their backs, and they got the things on them.
That'd be sick, yeah.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen,
pretty cool.
there's a guy that does it out of like Mirawan. Like he gets like really far, because it's a fucking sheer cliff, dude.
Yeah.
And he gets like really close to like the bank of the cliff.
That's like the fun part of of everything almost when it comes to like adrenaline sports. It's like how close can you get to death? Like if you look at like any like wing, you know those wingsuit guys, they're just getting close to balloons that are like attached to the earth,
Yeah.
like a little 2 meter like cord that is like attached to a balloon.
And those will fucking annihilate you. They'll cut you in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go through like little indoor caves
Yeah.
whilst going like 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how fast they go.
Oh, easily.
Enough to have stopped at you know at
Yeah.
speed
Yeah.
to cease to exist.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the videos of those guys that just get fucked up?
No, I haven't seen any of it. I've just seen the cool videos.
I've seen a couple.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You never hear about those guys.
Yeah. Every year, I think that.
That's the Wingsuit Corporation for you.
Yeah. Big wingsuit, just trying to suppress the information. Yeah. Every year they people die.
That's sick, man. I love that.
It's a pretty insane sport.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering how close they get, because like that's the only fun part of it. You're like, oh yeah, so what? You want to just jump out of a plane and just what? You skydive slower? Is that what you want? A slower skydiving experience?
Yeah.
No, you want to almost die. That's what you want. But you want to be skilled enough to not do that.
To not
How skilled are you?
die. Yeah.
It's got wingsuit people are just like constantly talking like this.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Yeah. Where were you on March 16, 2009? Being investigated for the murder of my ex-business partner. And they're like, oh, nothing. It's just the bugger just flies away. That's got to be hard. That's got to be a hard position to maintain. This.
Yeah, with just like the amount of wind resistance, air resistance that's coming at you. These guys get out their wingsuits, they're like little squirrels
Yeah.
coming out of them, but they're just fucking jacked. They've got literal wings as well, like with their lats.
It's just
It's all
got.
lats.
It's all lats, bro. No, they lift their arms up. They look like a fucking elephant or some shit. I don't know.
Their triceps just like rest on their lats while they're just like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
neutral position.
Again, very hard to master. Yeah.
But the grip strength that they would have,
I mean,
the grip strength they possess.
having sex would just be superfluous at that point. Why would you? You can, there's no pussy as tight as that gorilla grip.
No, there's not.
There's not.
There's not.
There's not. So what are you gonna do?
Okay, in the pod.
Fair enough. No.
Yeah, it was alright, a bit tight. It's funny.
I like it.
It's quite funny.
Oh man. Seriously though, it's been a while, right?
It's been fun knowing you, man.
It's been wild. Like we started out just these wild-haired comedians, and then we
Didn't
just
belong.
not at all.
Still don't.
No.
Just found others that don't belong as well. Like sheep.
Now, most comedians-
Moldy sheep.
Yeah, no, when you're actually part married,
That's right.
which is it's interesting.
I never use that.
Yeah, I respect that in a way because it was almost like that would be easy to sort of capitalize on that, I guess. But
Yeah.
I've always been very insistent on being recognized on your own merit.
Just purely discriminatory. With no basis.
No basis of
No excuse.
No, exactly.
Mm.
Dude, I think you do fucking well at that. I reckon because comedy is such a much more integrated thing
Right.
that you will. Because part of the problem is that it's that law of diminishing returns. There might be even if only 1% of the world likes whatever it is that someone's doing, they could be like the crochet influencer
extraordinaire. How many people do crochet? Even if only 1% of the planet gives a shit about crochet influencing, that's still 700 million people.
Yeah,
You only need like 10% of that to be like one of the most followed people on the planet.
Mm.
You know, it's like you
Yeah,
get
right.
7 million, you could sell crochet supplies,
Mm.
you could have an audience, you know, TikTok, you'd have your fucking Patreon where you could, you know, you have a YouTube channel where you're doing crochet, Patreon, you give them your patents and stuff like that.
you'd have a draw as well for like companies who are like, okay, so who's this person to us?
Yeah.
Who's this person to other people?
Yeah,
Oh, he's the number one at this.
yeah, the people at Magic Spoon are like, yeah, she probably eats syrup.
Mm.
No?
Mm.
Magic Spoon. So, but when you get here, if there's only 5 million people, and only 10% give a fuck or even know about comedy, and then if even 10% of that, so all of a sudden your audience, your potential audience goes from hundreds of thousands, millions, to like a few hundred people.
Yeah, that's right. A few hundred people that are gonna get me.
Mm.
It's-
But in the UK, there's like 60 million.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
58 million last time I checked.
Yeah.
Which is in 2012. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they've been fucking or they've been sucking.
Yeah, who knows some shit. Dude, even if like, you know, even you go over there, you hustle hard, you get 1 million followers.
Mm.
That's huge.
The main goal. I think the main goal is just to get better. Just get better at writing, being able to like perform more, and with like being performing more and trialing and error, then comes growth.
Yeah.
So I'll find out.
Yeah.
And hopefully it won't take 2 years to grow into like a comedian. I can say like, yeah, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Just don't feel like a comedian yet. Just
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good at comedy. I'm getting better at comedy writing, but
Yeah.
my performance is fucking trash. My stage presence is not where it needs to be to earn money.
Right. There's a lot of
It's
people like
semi-pro bits.
John Richardson. In a way, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just there's some very sort of like odd people
Mm.
who you wouldn't think would be performers, but they are.
Super hilarious, that guy. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck he's quick. Fuck he's comedically gifted.
Yeah.
Like just the way that his perspective, like he's a super academic or whatever he is,
Yeah.
but just like he's just got like such a funny, like scholarly almost like
Mm.
take on,
Yeah.
but with that comedic,
Yeah.
the comedic essence to it.
Which is fucking great.
He's
You
brilliant.
know? Yeah. So I reckon it'll be great. I reckon just go over there, just kick its ass.
I'll grow a lot. Got a long way to go. Still.
Got all those TikToks and stuff.
Yeah, I just get back on that. Actually, it's deleted on my phone. Just spent too much time on it. Yeah. Dude, I spent a lot of time on TikTok too. Like, it will come to like my day off or something like that. But like, cool. I would like sit down after a day's work, something like that, after a workout. Like, it happens so many times. I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'd be watching something on YouTube, bro, or watching something online, and I'm like, I would also have to be like watching another video.
Yeah.
To advert, whatever
Yeah.
the word is, attention. So like, I'm fully occupied.
Yeah.
I'm like, my brain's not helping my brain right now. You
Yeah.
know, like my attention span is fucking going from like wherever it was, like
Yeah.
way down.
Yeah. You gotta like just prevent the chance of a real thought occurring. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah.
And also just like wanting to be like fully amused at all times.
Yeah.
Like, cool, it's my day off or whatever. Like, got a bit of time off after work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going to work. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna be at work after that. So let's like fully amuse myself until then. So I need to be watching something, 2 things at the same time. Because
Yeah.
I was going down to bed, bro.
Yeah. And it happens because it gets addictive.
That's
You
right.
know?
Because there is something.
Yeah.
There is something.
10-second little video and you're like,
Oh, that was good.
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ah, I agree.
You know, yeah, it's like just these little dopamine morsels that you just kind of latch onto.
And I was latching onto them far too often, so got rid of it, and I'm just doing one thing at a time again.
Yeah, that's crazy that you can just do that.
Well,
Like, you
it's
can
not-
just decide, oh, this is unhealthy, I'm gonna stop. Because like a lot of people just can't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't be like, oh, hey, I spent too much time on the internet, I'm gonna stop. And then actually action cutting back their internet use. A lot of people are just like wired into,
I just take my choice away. I don't feel much better than, definitely. I guess I will like a bit of willpower to be like, alright, this is really, just like take my toys away. Like in the sense where I'm saving at the moment, but I wouldn't be if I had the chance.
yeah, yeah,
I just take my toys away.
yeah,
Limit my options.
that's fair. Shit. It's gonna be fun, you're gonna have so much fun.
I am indeed, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be good.
Dude, you're gonna go over there, all the English girls are gonna love you.
Yeah, we have a bit of a town for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Already like trying to double in on the accent. I'm gonna have to start practicing the accent before I go.
Yeah, as soon as you get off and Heathrow, you're like, bro, is this Heathrow? Oh, true.
I have to buy a fucking All Blacks jersey.
Yeah, true, true. Oh, I really like rugby, yeah, that's kind of what we do there. You know? And they're like, yeah, bro, it's over there. And you're like, no.
We walk everywhere.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you're one of the rich guys who got a horse.
Yeah. Well, the poor hunters running well, hey, there's a lot of contention because they like to eat horses. You know, it's actually a real big problem in the community, you know, we're actually trying to mitigate the amount of horses being eaten by moles.
You said big words like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I know that one, yeah. Yeah.
This guy's dumb.
Yeah, same words like discombobulate. You know, they're just like, I don't think that means what he assumes that means. You know? You know, the horse will sometimes discombobulate, you know, when it's frightened. And you're like, I don't think it does that.
Yeah, you lost a chance there, but girls like dumb guys,
Right,
but not dumb guys that try to act smart.
right.
Mm.
That's the Kiwi mating. So you should do your PhD at that. Like because you're a math guy,
Mm.
you can work it out mathematically, the level of IQ to, you know, mating success in New
Right.
Zealand,
Right,
you know?
and then you just go from like you go from country to country.
Yeah.
You figure out their average, what they want.
I actually was looking at it the other day.
Ah.
There's 106, I think was the average in like Japan, and you know, there's a lot of places quite high. And there's-
106 millimeters, I'll take that.
Yeah, yeah, dude, for real. So it's like some of these places are dumb as fuck, dude.
Right.
They wouldn't.
Japan,
No. Japan's,
Asia.
Japan was really smart.
Hmm.
I think it's because it cold off a little bit. You know, between Mao and the fucking.
When you have one child, things, you just
Yeah, really. Yeah. CRISPR babies, you just keep trying until you get a good one. You know?
It's funny they never had a Down syndrome child once for a century. Isn't that strange?
That is a bit you have to work on.
That's not too bad.
Do you ever notice that there's not a Down syndrome Chinese guy?
Yeah, it's like
One child policy, like they just,
Uh,
oh, that's a shame.
we try, yeah.
Yeah, we try, on to the next one.
Hmm.
You know?
Because it's probably real as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever notice there's no Chinese dudes with birth defects?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never noticed that? You know?
I love that actually, yeah.
I never met an Asperger's Chinese dude.
Yeah. Never met an autistic
Yeah.
Chinese one.
ADHD doesn't exist in China, right?
Hmm.
This one's energetic. You know? Yeah. Hey, look at the toys.
Dude, there's an angle that no one's taken.
Yeah.
We came out with it. Just have to cut that bit out of the pod. We're still recording too.
Yeah, sure. Oh.
I know if I can for me, I might take it. Wanna go have a cigarette?
Yes.
Alright, you motherfuckers.